I swear this format just gets more and more exciting. I'll make the 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out. More Oz content. We have arrived at regional weekend here, and actually the little flowchart thing that you saw in the thumbnail was actually a breakdown results out of a locals that I actually saw. It was what? Double Trap Tricks, double Sky Striker, and then, well, hold on. Double Trap Tricks, double Sky Striker. What in the rogue is going on there? Then you had a Cached Era, a Plundered Patrol Runic, an Eldritch, and a Purely list. And you're like, Robbie, like, you told me that Sky Strikers, you said that they didn't stand a chance out here in this format. You before you blow a gasket here and you start going everywhere. Okay, first of all, we are in the very beginning stages of this format. The one thing that I think that this format is going to have going for it is going to be, I'm going to say this and you're going to be shocked, but diversity. All right. Now, a lot of the things that I've seen from a lot of people here are, well, this is how most formats, straighten up here. You'll see a lot of these ideas fairly early stages that will be a little bit all over the place here. And I agree. You will see that. But if we've done a rollback here and, little Johnny can go to Walmart here, pick up 3 Trap Trick Structure Decks. Can you even still buy those? You can buy 3 Trap Trick Structure Decks online, and then you got to buy a Morganite or 2, and I can play the deck. Oh, might need some Pot of Prosperities. Well, those went down. You can build a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck right now for $200. I know it's a lot. You can build a budget deck for probably $40 actually, which is actually insane. The dial back on power in the format to actually allow for budgetary options is a good thing. All right, so we go back to the little thumbnail that you saw there. Those were results out of 1 locals. And once again, what is this now? 6, 7 events that I've seen that have told me a completely different story out of every format. That tells me, 1, that players are actively testing out ideas. 2, we are having 3 very highly competitive events over the weekend here. I believe we have French nationals, and I believe we have German nats as well. What you're going to see come out of those events are going to be, 1, the consistency test. You have all of these ideas and things that are running around down here at these 4 to 5 round events. Actually, right now, I'll go on record and I'll say I wouldn't be surprised to see Odotic go 4-0 at a local right now, because 1, everything is all over the place, and 2, Odotic's greatest advantage tree is the fact that, it can be consistent when it needs to be. The first things that you are going to see out of this weekend are going to be the consistency test. The decks that are going to be able to grind through these larger tournaments are going to be the decks that have the more consistent results. Now, is it going to upset people when they see these results and they see the possible differences within the structuring of these events? Yes and no. I think that obviously the higher consistent results are going to push the meta in a more defined direction. That's a good thing. But I think with how things are going and how the current scaling is in the meta, I don't think that that's going to detour people from playing these options. And as we've said over and over here, a local level where you can see different decks succeeding versus a regional level where you can also see other things. There was a reason why we saw Flunder, back at its prime, was succeeding crazily on the high tier level, and then it was just losing at the regional level. It's because a deck like that can't handle all of the rogue that's getting thrown at it. And right now, that's one strong thing that you're seeing right now, is all of the rogue, though we're going to call it rogue because people aren't really, prepared for it at this stage. And I think we're going to see Labyrinth this weekend kind of enter back into the room, and a lot of people are going to be like, well, Robbie, all these tournament results you showed, Labyrinth wasn't, doing super well. I think that Labyrinth, when you get into the grand stage of things, maybe on the higher tier caliber of play, will probably make some sort of splash. I'm going to stick to what I said. I think the deck is tier 1.5 in that range. It doesn't really change all that much, but To be honest with you, from where I'm sitting right now, the deck is very mid, especially on the locals to the intermediate regional level. At this stage, that's a lot. So out of this weekend, to shift up for meta, you should be 10 NA regionals. You should have 3 nationals happening this weekend out of the EU side of things, which is pretty good. I don't know if there's anything still happening down in South America, but for the early stages, you're looking at 13 on the bare minimum events that are going to splash the metagame and be setting things up. And then, don't even get me started here, because as you progress through this week, next weekend's going to be the Remote Duel YCS. Oh boy. You're like, wait, there's a Remote Duel YCS coming up? Yeah, there is. And then you've got Euros, and then you're at the NAWCQ. You have 3-4 weeks to see what this meta is going to unravel. There's going to be a lot of info that's going to be kept very quiet, and there's a lot of wildcard decks in the room right now. Hi, looking at you, Purely. Hi, looking at you, MathMech. Both of these decks, a lot of people are looking at right now, and they're going, maybe the deck, maybe it's a dunzo, maybe there's not, some sort of, honestly, be patient, wait and see how the meta is going to let these 2 decks play out, because I think when players throw a deck in the trash and they totally discount it and they totally want to get rid of it, and they're like, all right, there's no point in even looking at this, it's not a metagame contender, that's when the doors open and you see those decks smash on into the metagame here, and you see people go, oh my, like, I didn't see that coming, oh my, how, you just sacked me, and then you go through the entire emotional train wreck cycle that the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player goes through, where they just go, ee-haw. Could be so much upsetting. We've even seen Kashtira Evil Swarm do something. Somebody's gonna be like, wait, you just say Kashtira Evil Swarm? Well, what's going on in this format? That's the beauty of this. That's why I said I think that this is one of the best formats in the game's history here, because early results, still fantastic. You're going to have regional differences across 13 potential different metagames over the weekend here. And you're going to have some events that are going to have some of the highest caliber of play, especially Germany and France. Those are not 2 regions that you want to scoff at, all right? Those are going to be some very interesting events just to see what they're going to bring to the table. And I mean, to be honest with you at this point, all right, from one duelist to another, if you're upset that this format is so diverse, there's not like a tier 0 deck, or you're having trouble side decking, honestly, the trouble side decking is understandable, but complaining about diversity in a game where we typically are dominated by tier 1 or very large amounts of decks, it is good that players can play the maybe not so favorable decks and have a chance to play. That's the point where we have more players playing the game, and that's the good thing. Master Duel's not exactly going through the renaissance of good formats right now. So the fact that, the actual TCG is one of the most inviting formats, you have budgetary options available to you to play, I gotta give it to Konami, all right? I don't necessarily try to, give them a lot of credit, but this seems like it was a good place to be. And then, a month and a half from now, you have Duelist Nexus. It's going to come knocking on the door, and you're going to see an entire metagame shift there. So think about this. All right, you have a lot of warping points in the format to come here, and I think that's a good thing. I really do. I think that's what's going to make this game very, very interesting. So what do you guys think about everything to kind of unfold here for the format? Is this a format that you're excited about? Is this a format that you want to test out some of these crazy ideas for? What are you playing this format? And of course, if you guys have any tournament results, or you have anything that's really cool, please feel free to send it on over to my inbox. I would love the opportunity to take a look at some of the crazy ideas, besides Kashtira deck 9001. But the diversity options that we've been seeing have been very, very, very good. So please leave a comment about how much you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today with some more cool ass content. Peace out, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.